feel like they prepared me pretty well to come in and do what I got to do.
Yeah, is that both academically and football wise?
Yeah, academically and football wise. Because academically, the school I went to before, in order to get here early, I had to take dual enrollment college classes. So I already had a feel of what college was and the class work and how it was going to be done, how turning stuff in and all that was going to be done before I got here. So I had a pretty good feel.
Yeah, that's great. So you came back in December, right, for the Charlotte practices, or no?
Yeah, well, I wasn't here. I met them in Charlotte, but I didn't get here early with a few others. So.
Right. Well, how was that, the bowl game and all that? How was that for you?
Oh, that was a fun experience, and coming in early, getting to mingle with the guys, with some of the seniors who not here no more. I got to talk with some of them, and just got to see how everybody clashed, and the bowl game experience before I even got to play. So that was a good experience for me.
And then you also competed in the Under Armour Bowl, right?
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Oh, that was fun. Everybody doesn't get to do that, and that was something I've been wanting to do as a kid. That was something always on my bucket list. Watching top players in that game and the Adidas game growing up, that was always something I wanted to do. And, getting a chance to do it, that was big for me.
So what do you remember about getting that invite to the Under Armour game? When was it, and when did you receive the invite, and then what do you remember about it?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember when. I don't remember the exact date, but I do know I was in the car. I was told to call such and such, and then he told me I was invited. From there I just it showed me that everything I worked for, it showed, you feel me, I didn't just do it for nothing. So.
And then for you, I guess growing up, being from Atlanta, how much did you hear about UNC football? How much was it on your radar? And just, do you have any memories of UNC football coming up?
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta, but my mom is actually from out here in Durham. So she was born from out here in Durham, and she liked UNC. Yeah. I didn't really hear too much about it growing up, not gonna lie, but it's always been around because I've always been around here. My mom's been from here. Grandma still lives up the street, so I'm not really too far. I was actually born in Durham, so I'm not too far. So.
What have you, I guess, learned about it so far? What kind of stories have you been told?
They're very traditional here. They like to follow a tradition, and we just need to get back to winning, and that's what I came here to do.
So. And I guess kind of in the conversations you had with coaches being here, I know obviously you mentioned one of your goals is to get back to winning, as you said. Mm-hmm. What have those conversations been like, with some of those coaches, and just kind of what are some of the things they've been hammering home, to you?
Well, the defense this year definitely we got to step up this year because last year they wasn't as good, and we got a new DC in and all that, and he's pretty much been preaching we got to be the best defense in college football this year, and I feel like that's what's gonna make the impact in this year and us being better. Yes, sir.
When you say traditional here, give us an example of this being traditional here.
They like to follow a lot of things that they did back in the day. What led to them to be successful, and I feel like they try to implement it into us today. So that same stuff can work, and we could just be successful like they were back then.
Is it easy to buy in because of that? Because Max got Crystal up there. These guys have had a lot of success, college and pro level.
Yeah, it is. It's very easy to buy in. We got leaders on the team as well who also lead by example. So, everybody just do their part, and not too hard.
So, what was your weight when you got here? What is your weight right now, and what is your goal weight?
I came in at 165. I believe I'm 175 now, 176. So I gained about 10, 11 pounds. And my goal weight is to get 180 before spring.
So. You're almost there.
Yeah, almost there. I've been gaining a lot here. Amber, she do a good job staying on us, and with our nutrition and eating and getting our vitamins in and all the protein and stuff we need.
So what have you had to adjust more? Your weight regimen, your workout regimen with weights, or your eating to gain this weight?
I would say my eating. Waking up in the morning, eating before lifting, eating snacks in between then, the times I eat, eating after I lift, protein shakes, just the whole thing. All that implements in one when you're trying to gain weight.
Is it there's sort of a science to when you eat a certain thing as opposed to when you work out and then after?
Yeah, it's all about the calories. I don't know all the details. Amber can tell you more about that, but I do know that there's science behind it. It's a calorie surplus you got to hit. So you got to eat a certain amount. You got to eat a certain amount, then you burn when you work out. So you got to eat more than you're going to burn.
Do you know much about that before you got here?
No, not really. I would go whole workout, whole days and not eat for real. I just work out, no eating.
So you have to force yourself. Some guys say they really have to force themselves to eat enough.
Yeah,
Some
I do
guys say it's no
sometimes.
problem.
Sometimes I have to force myself. Some days I don't. It really just depends. Sometimes like the workout's real bad. Coming after a workout, I can't really eat too heavy. I eat more like pasta or like something light, nothing too heavy. But
Any of your clothes got too tight you can't wear anymore?
so that,
Any of your clothing, your favorite shirts got too tight you can't wear anymore?
I didn't grow into a lot of my shirts. I didn't, feel the sleeve. That's what they used to say back then.
But you're getting more buff, it looks like.
I didn't feel the sleeves in a lot of my shirts. So I'm definitely starting to see some of the results. And, I just got to keep on going so I can get to that weight. I can be on the field with no problem.
Who in the defensive backfield room have you gotten to know a little bit as far as the returning players?
I pretty much already had a feel for some of them. I actually trained with some of them, like Caleb Carr, Marcus Allen. I trained with them back in Atlanta, so I pretty much already knew about them. But I also been talking to Elijah Huzzy, getting to know him more, and then, a few others, Stick Wayne, and getting to learn them more, learning some game technique, and because they're experienced veterans. So yeah, definitely try to get up under their wing and let them steer me in the right direction.
So where do you project here?
So that
Where do you project here? Where in the secondary?
corner.
Corner?
Yeah.
Are you going to – they do a lot of cross-training here. Are they just going to strictly have your corner for a while before you worry about cross-training?
As of now, that's all they've been talking to me about is corner.
Yeah, so with Caleb, you said that you worked out with him a little bit. Obviously, he was a true freshman last year. I guess kind of how well do you know? Like, did you kind of keep up with him during the year at all last year?
Yeah, I did. Anytime I would come down here on the visit, I would stay with him and chop it up with him. Anytime I came to a game, I would be with him afterwards. So, yeah.
What kind of things has he told you about the UNC experience, both as a player and as a student?
He loves it, but he told me the main thing is going to keep the main thing. And, he told me one of the big things is going to be spring and fall camp. That's going to be a big time to, get your name out there, show and gain the coach's trust so they can put you out there on the field when it's time.
I like asking everybody this question. What has been your wow in major college football moment so far?
I'll probably say the workouts. The workouts are definitely they're a little bit more intense. They're a little bit more intense and fast tempo, but I can't say they're too far off from what I've already known. The schools, the high school I've been to, they set me up for great success and prepared me very well for me to come to college. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Are there any new drills that you've been doing that you weren't doing previously?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of new drills. We do a lot of stretching before that I never did. We target a lot of muscles that I never targeted, so my body be a lot more sore. And some of the stretches we do is like Olympic style stretches. We target like our hips, groin, all that type of stuff. And just stuff I never did before. So I'm gonna take it with me from now on.
I appreciate it.